Good afternoon and welcome to ATN Society Watch. This is a program where we ventilate societal issues, give them aggregate attention with a view to prefer solutions. Ventilate societal issues with a view to prefer solutions that will benefit humanity. Today on Society Watch, we will be discussing Bayelsa State. Navy arrests 2, seizes truck over crude oil theft. Delta State, police arrest 17-year-old for faking own kidnap. Enugu State, 2 arrested for stealing electrical wires worth 1.5 million naira. In economy, NAFDAC banned Turkish soap, investigates Holt's Riverside filming as police investigate boat accident. When we're back, we are going to dive right into the stories. Stay tuned.
Across the ocean, to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Society Watch. Welcome back. Live here in the studio with me to discuss these stories is the editor of The Voice of Urobo. Yes, the Voice newspaper.
The Urobo Voice newspapers.
Mr. Goodluck and Daffy, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Alright, let's head straight to the stories. The 2 individuals and seized a tank truck for alleged crude oil theft in Bayelsa. Additionally, they apprehended a Mazda vehicle carrying 1,300 liters of illegally refined products. The Commander Sunday Lakan, mentioned that the arrest was made based on credible public intelligence. The Navy is committed to combating illegal activities in the waterways and encourages the public to seize these crude oil, this oil. How do you feel about them taking this approach as different from them burning up the products they usually seize?
Well, as you see it, stories like this is actually a mockery of our nation. Yes, when stories like this came up, the Navy would want the public to give them accolades, to thank them for a good job. Actually, it's a good job if the effort is holistic. But as we can see in this country, the seizure of crude oil products has always been selective. It's an issue in this country. We have the Navy, we have the crude oil theft. They are not poor people like you and I. They are the same people, the same big boys in this society, the same military people. Otherwise, how can you have a nation, you have the Navy, you have the Army, yet we have never been able to solve the problem of crude oil theft? It's a mockery of this nation. So for a person like me, I will not clap hands for the Navy. Because I know that this effort, though it's good, it's not holistic, it's selective. Within their neighborhood there, crude oil theft is still going on, which they have not been able to arrest. So, and with this kind of approach to solving the problem of crude oil theft in Nigeria, we will never be able to overcome it. And that is the problem we are facing in this country. What do you call it, Eche, you will hear military had destroyed tank, crude oil, illegal crude oil refining site, as also place, yet the process continue to go on.
Now, seeing that they've taken a more better approach, which I would say, to arresting crude oil theft, instead of the approach of confiscating instead of burning. Usually they will burn things that they confiscate, thereby causing a lot of pollution. But this time, they decided to confiscate instead. Don't you?
The other day we're going to hear another story. Next month we're going to hear more stories of crude oil theft. Why don't we have a holistic approach to solve this problem once and for all? There are contractors given to survey pipeline. Billions are paid. Don't forget, billions are paid to secure pipelines, crude oil pipelines, so that there will be no vandalism, there will be no crude oil theft. Yet we will still have this kind of stories. What is wrong with us as a people? Something is wrong with Nigeria. So everybody is looking for means of how to get his own share. That is the way it is. But where a situation, government come out to, then we can solve this problem. But with this kind of approach that cannot solve the problem of crude oil theft in Nigeria.
All right. The Delta Police Command paraded a 17-year-old boy and 11 other suspects for various crimes, including the fake kidnap orchestrated by the teenager in Agbo, Delta State. The boy had allegedly faked his own kidnapping and collected a ransom of 700,000 naira with his friends before being arrested. The police commissioner also highlighted the prevalence of hard drugs in the streets, mentioning a recent drug seizure during a routine patrol. He emphasized the need for cooperation from the public in the fight against crime and directed police officers to sustain efforts in combating crime in their areas of responsibility. A 17-year-old boy.
Yes.
Orchestrating his own kidnap. That is very sad.
Very, very.
Very, very sad. Why would someone, a young person, not fully an adult yet, according to the Constitution, feel the need to orchestrate his own kidnap? Because of money.
We have lost value.
700,000 naira.
Yes.
And from the reports making the rounds, he already started spending the money.
What do you use money for?
How is it? Why did he have the need to do that?
Because our society has lost values. The values we have today, the principle requires that you select your needs. Because there are varieties of needs around you.
So what can we do to improve the value system, bring it back, to what it used to be? Because parents say back in the days, we always hear back in the days, it used to be a lot better. The value system was a lot better. What can we do to restore that value back to our current society? Because it seems like we have lost touch. It seems like the younger generation right now is more interested in making ends meet at any cost, and that should be preached against. What steps do you think that the society, that individuals, that the citizens should take to return the value system to what it used to be, to its glory?
We need to revamp our politics. Our politics is the problem of this country. Because, though I was very young, In 1983, there was election. You wouldn't find somebody throwing a bottle for somebody to win an election. But today, all the young boys are equipped with AK-47, all for the purposes of election. So when you talk about kidnap today, how do they get the equipment? How do small boys, how much is the cost of one AK-47? Where you have small boys carry a gun used to kidnap. It was a product of politics. Politicians get these boys, equip them, make them political thugs, so that use them to intimidate political opponents, rig election, and put themselves into power. And these politicians we're talking about, they do not have values. They don't have a sense of morals. So all what they are after, we go there to make money. A pauper as a 1998, that cannot boast of 10,000 naira a personal account, is now a billionaire in Nigeria. So what are we talking about? Is now a millionaire in Nigeria, having estates everywhere, building, having property, buying properties with which money? So we need to go back to good politics. We need to go back to values of hard work. Today, as we just communized on young boys there, he said they are community owners. You have to pay for loading. If a vehicle want to load, want to load, the owner of the land. I said, which land? In my country, or am I in another man's country? I say, is these keke people or these taxi drivers that are paying you for that? That's why a young man like you cannot find something to do with your hand. You stand on the road with a stick, hitting people's car and people's keke. You get 50 naira is the work you have given to yourself. In a modern world where people are using their brain to make millions. So we need to reset our politics. This politics of do or die, where you bring idiots to government, people that have no sense of moral, you make them governors, local government chairman, and they talk nonsense on the radio, talk nonsense on TV because they are politicians. We need to reset that society. That society where a man who don't have a sense of vision. How do we grow society? Become a local government chairman. What are you going to offer? You go to recruit boys. By the time you give them some peanut. So it's a total. So when you see small boy like this kidnapping himself, that is the way we use our brain in Nigeria. We use our brain in all sort of negative attitudes. We don't have a brain where we can use to recreate society, to rebuild society, so that people can say, this is Nigeria. Oh, Nigeria is sweet. Nigeria is beautiful. We do not have such a brain.
Now, how can young people, especially these ones that are not even adults yet, how can teenagers be re-educated to know the dangers? They need to understand the dangers of committing crimes. What policies do you think should be put in place so that these young teenagers, who are not even adults yet, understand that there are huge dangers of engulfing or, partaking in crimes like this? It should not be a norm. It should not be, they should know that being called by politicians or being used for thuggery is a crime. How do we pass this education? How do we change these things and change what it is at the moment? Because it is sad to have younger people, young children who are not even, I call them children because they're not even adults yet, and yet they are engaging in crimes like this. What can be done? What policies do you think can be done to re-educate them and make them think differently and understand the dangers?
Well, it's not just about formulating policies. They say he who comes to equity must go with a clean hands. If I want to tell my children the danger of smoking, and my child sees me smoking every day, every night, he will ask me, Daddy, you say there's danger in smoking, and you are smoking. Are you not deceiving us, Daddy? That's going to be what the child is going to ask me. But if I tell my child the danger in smoking, don't smoke because there's a danger in it. Don't go into prostitution because there's danger in it. And he sees me every now and then with different set of women and all that. The child go to form an attitude that this my dad is not sincere to me. He's deceiving me. But when you want to educate a child, you must first of all educate yourself. The man with this sense of cupidity, greed, you want to become rich overnight, and you yourself, you are not doing anything, and yet you are a millionaire. The child want to be a millionaire too, like you. The child want to have his own estate. So, but if you teach a child the way to hard work, the best way to teach a child is by example. So not by words, not by words. Every day you talk, you talk with your mouth and your hand is doing another thing. You are not educating the child, you are not educating society. You have EFCC that says stealing in Nigeria, looting of public fund is evil, but they themselves too, they are also collecting. That's why you can see that no part of the system is effective because we are not patriotic. We do not love our country. Do we think one white man will just come and build Nigeria for us? Until we become sincere that we have a society that requires our sincerity of mind to build, we will continue to linger with these stories. We are every day these kind of nonsense stories we are telling ourselves. And sometimes when some of these agencies tell the story, it looks as if the whole country just clap hand for them. Oh, they are doing very well. They are doing ocean, not even well. They are doing ocean. So for me, until we sit down as a people, professor has not behaved as a professor in Nigeria. A PhD holder has not behaved as a PhD holder in Nigeria. All because of avarice. Word overnight. Word. You can see what the professors, some of them are saying. You can see what the kings are saying. You see king going to party. Yeah? In this world, even when a king wants to marry, a king will not leave his palace. Say he want to go and marry. They marry the woman and we bring to him in his palace. But today, king, they go party. They wear trousers, they go party to do all sort of nonsense. A king will go out with someone small chic by the side. A king. So society has been balkanized. So we need to reset our society. We really want to train our children. We need to reset our attitude. We the elders, we those in government, we need to reset our attitude. We the preachers. When you tell the people so seed to God, so seed to God, and the seed the people so becomes your personal wealth. That you used to wear a suit of 500,000 and the people are buying a kube, bed and select of 100 and 200. You are wearing a suit of 500,000, wearing a shoe of 1.5 million in the mix of paupers. And you call yourself a man of God. It's a dead society as far as I'm concerned. Nigeria is a dead society. There is no moral, there is no value as far as Nigeria is concerned. So you go to see more of these. So this boy is just being smart in the way of Nigerian pattern. You can be smart. All that matters, make money. Make money in Nigeria and society will respect you. But if you don't have money, whether you have knowledge, you have wisdom, okay. Knowledge, they feed anybody. Nigeria will tell you knowledge does not feed anybody. Now money, they feed people. So if you don't have money, nobody is ready to give you respect. Who know you whether with your wisdom or no wisdom? So what we are saying, we need to reset our mind. We need to reset our values. Otherwise, mothers of nowadays, what do they give to children? Look at the dressing pattern in society. The dressing pattern. Is that supposed to be?
Do you think the parents are to be blamed?
Every
Puts the whole of the blame on the parents at this juncture, because sometimes we have cases of parents who try to raise their children right, but because of peer pressure, they tend to go the other way. So should we put all that blame? Should we put all the blame on the parents?
Not at all. But the fact remains. The Bible said, a wayward child, is it a mockery to the mother or something like that? The Bible cited the mother, the first culprit to be held responsible for a wayward child.
So you don't think the father should be held responsible too?
No, the father has role to play in bringing up children. In terms of giving wisdom to children, the father plays a key role. But in terms of developing a child, you know, at that tender age, the child is always with the mother. That's why even the Bible holds the mother responsible. That tender age, the child always seeing the mother, the way the mother talks, the way she behaves, the way she talks. So the child is learning very fast from the mother. So the mother, most mothers today, they are not interested, they are just interested in producing the children, but not in molding them to become vessels in society. So that is the issue we are facing. Your children should be a vessel, but for you to build vessel, you too have to be a vessel. So that is it.
Okay, these are the issues. These are the issues. We'll have to go on a very short break, and when we are back, the conversation continues right here in Society Watch. Stay with us.
From the line across, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Welcome back to Atlantic TV Network Society Watch. Still on the conversation, the Enugu State Police Command arrested 2 criminals known for stealing electrical wiring and installations from new building construction sites in Enugu metropolis. Acting on credible information, police recovered stolen items valued at about 1.5 million naira, including electrical distribution boxes, rolls of cables, and LED bulbs. The arrested suspects, Sunday Obodo and Obonna Maduabuchi, confessed to the crime. Investigations are ongoing to apprehend other accomplices, and the suspect will be prosecuted once investigations are completed. The police encouraged those affected by similar thefts to visit the Independence Layout police station for identification of stolen items. Now, the problem of, buildings, construction sites, government construction sites being vandalized by citizens of a place is a rampant situation. And if you have people come in and vandalize these properties that are meant to better their lives, it hinders development grossly. How can the government stop these evil practices by the citizens, especially
part of business in Nigeria? So it's not limited to the paupers. We cannot encourage it. Stealing is evil in all its ramifications. We cannot encourage it.
True.
But then, when we talk about governance, governance is about people. You are eating fat in government houses. Have you cared whether your citizens, the people you are governing, do they have food on their table? There are people, if they are hungry, they will be able to bear their hunger. But there are people, when they are hungry, Hunger will push them into doing, wear it here, gene, as at that time. Today they were the big boy. It's because of the opportunity government creates for citizens. So how is it that our government cannot create opportunity for our citizens? Our government should be able to create opportunity for citizens. Educate them, nurture them, tell them that governance is for you. Whatever government is doing is for your good. But in preaching that message, you must also create avenue for them to have food on their table. Otherwise, as you are using for 5 years, even when their cases are not even mentioned once, their case is still, you are still investigating their matter, yet they are already languishing in prison. So it's a society that is upside down. As far as I'm concerned, Nigeria is a society that is upside down. We need to turn it to where it ought to be, so that we can be counted as educated people. Our education in Nigeria cannot be only the acquisition of certificate. I'm a PhD holder, I'm a master's degree holder, yet your attitude does not suggest you ever went to school. It's a shame, it's a mockery, as far as I'm concerned, in this country.
That vandalizers will come in for public properties meant for these equipments, willing to buy these products.
They are cheap articles. Are you not aware they are cheap articles?
So,
this I tell you, is difficult to solve these kind of problems until we become patriotic as a people.
With regulations containing a prohibited substance. They also warned about counterfeit Tandak injection powder from India. The agency advised caution and vigilance in the supply chain, urging people to report any suspicious products. The question is, how did these products even get to the border?
No.
How did he get into the country? How did he cross the border into the country?
That is it.
Why should this be a situation right now? Why should there be an announcement, a recall, a ban in the country?
The product can get to the border. As it is today, if you carry one kind of, do I say it's unprocessed cassava, you want to take it to Europe, they will not allow you to enter, for example. So for it to enter, Nigeria, they say some time ago, is a dumping ground. Whatever you produce elsewhere that you cannot sell elsewhere, you bring it to Nigeria, you will sell it. So that is the issue we have here: bribery and corruption. The officers at the border, they need money. They want to build houses. They want to buy flashy cars. That desire you have, the government has, they also have it. You are a military police at the border, that is your workshop. So anywhere you did, the one in the government house, that is the government has that is his workshop. To save Nigeria from contaminated products. That is it.
This contact agencies, what checks do you think can be put in place? I know you laugh every time I talk about checks and putting in place a proper structure. And we need to not lose hope.
Yes. Obviously, we need good people in government. I've said it here. 2 basic things that can actually help Nigeria: patriotism and becoming true worshippers. These 2 things can help Nigeria greatly.
All right. Now, the Actors Guild of Nigeria has